Alright folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's always a pleasure to see you. Hope we're all doing good. We move on to day 4 over in Barcelona and Munich. We're going to be touching on the rest of these matches in the round of 16. We've got another 8 of the best, if you'd ask me. We'll waste no time in doing that. Like the video for me if you would. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not. I'd appreciate it if you did. It seems that we're well on our way to 1,000 subscribers, folks. That's mad. I can't believe that. Very, very grateful for each and every one of you. You know that I am. Before we get started as well, I just want to give a quick shout out to Frank for sending the thanks for yesterday's video. See ya. Means a lot to me. I appreciate you. If you do want to support the channel, you know, if you like the videos, if you're feeling generous, if you've been winning, or if there's anything that you want mentioning or shouting out in the following videos, then you can do that by hitting thanks. It's around here somewhere. But right then. Actually, one more thing. How did we get on? Today? 2-0 for me. Well and truly redeemed after Mensah let me down in the first day. Very happy with how today went. It was anything but easy, but we got there in the end. That's all that matters. I had 2 doubles. I had Tsitsipas to get it done against Sebastian Korda, and I also had Darderi just for the set. And then on the next one, I had pretty much more of the same. Talon Griekspoor to beat Yannick Hanfman and Ben Shelton to win a set against Van der Zandschulp. Easy as you like. Happy days. We like that. Get yourself involved. Did you win? Did you lose? Did you come close? Share with the group. Don't be shy. But as always, we go again once more onto the breach. Back in Barcelona. First off, Munar, Kachanov. These have played each other just the once before. That was back in 2019. So yeah, that probably doesn't mean much now. Kachanov did get that one done. 2-1, very close game back then. Not a lot to go off as of late with the two of them. What I will say is this, straight off the bat, I don't know how I feel, but I'm seeing Kachanov around 1.5, 1.6, a little bit more, a little bit less, give or take, depending where you are. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Great stuff, he managed to get past Cam Norrie, but he should be getting past Cam Norrie, and it was anything but easy too. You know, both of these needed the full match to get through the last game. Kachanov beating Cam Norrie just about. Decent win nonetheless. Munar getting past Tiafoe, I was a lot more impressed with that. He got smoked in that first set. What was it, 6-2? I think, yeah, he had 6-2 in the first set, and then he was down 3 games to love in the third. Managed to come back 7-5 and then 6-1. Sweet. You love to see it. Quite a decent price for Munar, in my opinion. 2.4 as a dog. I could be talking shit, but I think that's a little bit disrespectful. I really do. Kachanov 6-8 on the year. 6-8 on the year. He's went 1-1 on the clay so far. 5-6 on the hard court. Alright, Munar's went 2-3 on the clay. Again, we haven't seen that much of him yet. He's just got one against Tiafoe, and then there was one over in Brazil, Sabo Field. I can't remember who the other one was. Well, he wouldn't have been another one. They're the 2 that he's won. What we do know is, you know, he's a lot more trustworthy on the surface, on the day. We'll give him that. Is he a better player than Kachanov? Probably not. If this was on the hard court, maybe not this year, but any other time, any other season, you'd be taking Kachanov to win this one. Munar's went 10-8. 10-8 on the season. 5-4 on the hard court, 3-1 indoors. He's had a much better season so far than Kachanov. Fact. He's looked a lot better. I've been a lot more impressed with him. And look, if you can come back and grind that one out against Tiafoe, I imagine you can do more of the same against Kachanov. He doesn't tend to play the best tennis over on these slower courts. I imagine Munar's going to be pretty much fancying himself after that comeback against Big Foe. He's already in Spain, so there's that. I think he should know that he's played him better than Kachanov. I think he beats him. I really do. I wouldn't be so sure. I don't think it's cut and dry that Kachanov just goes out and does this one. At the bare minimum, I'd take Munar for a set. Take Munar for a set and see what happens with that. But yeah, I'd be staying away from Kachanov. I'd be staying away from that match entirely. Me personally, I'm not touching that. But you let me know what you're going for there, and we'll crack on with Davidovich, Fokina, Andrei Rublev. Fuck, what's going to happen in this? Anything could happen in this one. If history is anything to go off, you'd say Andrei Rublev's probably just going to beat him once again. They played each other 5 times. 5 times, Andrei Rublev winning every single one of them. Played each other twice last year. He won both of them, straight sets. 3 of those coming on the clay as well. 3 of the 5 being on the clay, which may come as a surprise. But then again, it may not. Davidovich Fokina, we talk about him every week. Fantastic this year. Continues to impress. Playing really, really good. And he's playing fantastic on the clay over as well. He was decent in Monte Carlo. Really good in Monte Carlo until he bumped into Alcaraz, and he still played good there too. And then back over in Barcelona, home tournament, up against Stan Wawrinka. Easy. Dead easy. This is rough, this is so rough. I don't know about you, this is a split right down the middle, for me personally anyway. You're getting Davidovich Fokina as a slight favourite, and then you get him as a slight dog in other places. I don't think many people can decide which side to take in this one. Andrei Rublev, he looked fairly decent against the young, 6-1, 6-3. That's a bit of a beatdown. I'll give him that, it's a beatdown, but that's pretty much the exact type of result you should be getting in that spot from Rublev. He's been doing this. He's been playing really good, and then the next game he's been getting beasted. Apart from that tournament in Doha, I know I said it the other day, but let me just remind you, he weren't that good before it. He was fantastic during the tournament. He won the title. Ever since he's just a bit of a shitter again. Won 3 games since that. He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches, and he's won 3 of them. One of them coming to De Jong in the first round. One to Monfils in the first round of Monte Carlo. That was a decent one. And then one to Ben Shelton in the Ultimate Tennis Showdown. Hasn't won back-to-back games since that title either. Mind you, he's been beat by Hallis, Arnaldi, Zizou, Bergs. Win against Shelton, beat by Rude, beat Monfils, and then he got beat by Artifice, and then here we stand today, just coming off the win against Jesper de Jong. Look, my point being, although we know the version of Rublev that can turn up, fully aware of it. He ran into Artifice, who's another informed player. He's been playing just as good, if not, I'd say a little bit better, but just as good, just as informed as Davidovich Fokina. Artifice made him look like an idiot. Fact, he made him look stupid. I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned for Andrei Rublev in this one. Artifice done him 6-2, 6-3. Davidovich Fokina, Look, we could go round in circles on this all night. The main point I want to get across, with the odds being so close like that, right down the middle, it's a pick'em. You would imagine this is going to be a matchup between 2 players who are perfectly evenly matched on the day. Now, I know Rublev is probably a lot better than Davidovich Fokina. We know that. Sorry if that's just skipped a little bit. I just fucking sneezed and I couldn't leave that in the video. But as I was saying, I'm 100% certain that Rublev is a better player. So I'd expect the odds to be a lot bigger than that. I would. It's going to happen again. Sorry, folks, just fucking sneezed again. But yeah, Rublev's definitely better. You'd expect the odds to be a lot more in his favour, but they're not. Davidovich Fokina has been playing a lot better. We've seen a lot more from him than we have Rublev. It looks like you getting given a price here, and you've got to pay your money and take your choice. Like I always say, are you going to go with the form and what we can? It's safe for us to assume what we're going to get from this version of Davidovich Fokina, or are you going to roll a dice and then take that price on the potential version of Andrei Rublev that could show up? I'm not too sure. My heart says Rublev, it really does. I know he's better, but if he turns up today and just gets dog walked by Davidovich Fokina, you'll be sitting there in the comments, or you'll be on next, yet tomorrow's video, and you'll be saying the exact same as what we say all the time. I should have known better. I should have known better. So, for those that know better, probably just stay away from this one. Take either one for a set. I do think Rublev for a set should be a rather sweet parlay piece, but like I said, I wouldn't be picking it with much conviction. And then the next two, both of these are crazy favourites. Like, the odds on these are insane, so this will take no time whatsoever. First one's Alcaraz, Laslo Djere. It's probably most definitely likely going to be Alcaraz. Fantastic this year. He's went 21-4, 6-0 on the clay. Laslo Djere's had himself quite a season too, 17-6 to be exact, 14-3 on the clay. It seemed like Carlos Alcaraz last week in Monte Carlo just cruised through that entire tournament whilst not playing. I'm not going to say nowhere near his best, because he seemed to get better as the week went on, but yeah, let's just say it, he weren't at his best. He weren't at his best, and he managed to just fucking fuck everyone up, basically. So, that's Alcaraz for you, innit? Laslo Djere's been really good, very good. Now, with a price like this, 1.07, it's not even 1.1, that should be illegal. You'd say this match is already set in stone as far as the results. But the formula remains the same for me with these, If you're talking value, you have to take the dog with the spreads. Just buy a point, even buy 2 points. You could take Laslo Djere plus like 6.5, 7.5, and you'd still get better odds than that. It's food for thought. I'm not saying doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't do it. Alcaraz is the exception for me. In spots like this, he could easily turn up and just 6-1, 6-1 this kid. No doubt about it. But I wouldn't be willing to risk that. I really wouldn't. I don't think, take this with a pinch of salt, but I don't think anyone should be that big of a favourite in the game of tennis. No one on the day is that sure of a favourite to win a game, surely. I don't know, maybe they are. Maybe that's the world we live in. I do think Alcaraz wins, but if you want to spice it up, just take Laslo Djere plus the games. And I'd say the exact same with this one with Jacob Fernley and Alex de Minaur. Odds are identical. No one expected Jacob Fernley to beat Carbias Baena, and not only that, no one expected him to beat him the way he did, 6-1, 7-5. I think Carbias Baena was a bit of a sleeper to not take the title necessarily, but to go quite deep in this tournament. He's fantastic on the clay. Jacob Fernley's just turned up as the lucky loser as well. May I add, he got beat by Daniel Galan in straight sets in qualifying. And he just wiped the floor with Carbias Baena in front of his home fans as well. You love to see it, you really do. De Minaur looked decent once again against Echeverry. Not as convincing as Jacob Fernley, but nonetheless, just a routine win, 6-4, 6-4. I don't know, I'm not even going to talk about the Musetti game or Monte Carlo. He was fantastic until he bumped into Musetti and he kind of shot that one away. Demon's been fantastic all year. Let's not let one result cloud our judgment of this guy. 21-7, 4-1 on the clay. Jacob Fernley. has only ever played 3 matches on the clay in his entire career since 2018, and all 3 of them have been 2025. That's right, this year. 2-1 he's went. I do think he's still a little bit wet behind the ears to get it done against someone as lethal as the Demon on the day. But like I said in the last one, it still stands here. Take the points, spice it up. Why the fuck not? Buy a point, even buy 2 points. You'll get a better price for that. But that's going to do us in Barcelona. And then we're going to hop on over to Germany really quick. More of the same here, 2 decent ones, 2 massive favourites, so should take no time at all. So we've got David Goffin, Mariano Navone. I'd be going with Mariano Navone in this one. It took both of these players the full match, 3 sets to get it done in the first round. David Goffin barely getting past Billy Harris. Really struggled, barely got past him. And then Navone against Felix, I told you, didn't I? We said it. I'm not surprised at all. Underdog or not, I am not surprised at all that Navone managed to pull that one back and beat Felix. He got beat down in that first set too. Yeah, 6-2. Managed to come back 6-4 and then Elder's bollocks in that tiebreaker in the third and final set. Fantastic. That's what we know Navone can bring on the day. Fantastic clay court player. Always has been, looks like he always will be. David Goffin. What should we say about David Goffin now? 7-10 on the year. Navone 11-11. It's got to be Navone. It's got to be Navone at this point. You're getting him around 1.4, 1.45. I don't think there's much more to say in this one. He's a lot more trustworthy on the surface. A lot more trustworthy. You're going to get a lot more out of him than what you will, say, Billy Harris. And that's no offence, but it's true. I don't think David Goffin wins this one. I'd be very, very shocked if he pulls this one off. This will be an upset. 1.45 for Navone there. Fucking sweet. Sweet little parlay piece that. It really is. And then these 2 are going to be quick. First one, we've got Cerundolo and Shevchenko. 1.1 for Cerundolo. Head to head is 2-1 to the Argentine. These have all been on the hard courts as well. All 3 of these were last year. Cerundolo got it done in the Indian Wells. 6-2 in the first, and then Shevchenko pulled out in the third. Shevchenko got some revenge over in Shanghai, 7-6 and then 7-5. Then over in Almaty, indoor hard court, 6-2, 6-3. Like I always say with Cerundolo, he's one of me dogs. I love this guy. I really do. One of the most underrated players on the tour. He really is. He can fuck anyone up if he wants to. If he really wants to, he can. Especially on these clay courts too. What did he do to Struff? Look what he's just done to the defending champion. Now I know Struff hasn't been in the best of form, but if there was ever a time for him to at least put some effort in, it was going to be in this one, in his home tournament. No chance. That's what you've got. Bageled him in the first, 6-2 in the second. I think it may be roughly... You'll probably get a little bit more resistance out of Shevchenko. Flavio Caballi just couldn't get it done against him. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but he just couldn't, for whatever reason. I don't think Cerundolo is going to struggle nowhere near as much as what Flavio Caballi did. Although Flavio Caballi is a decent clay court player, it's no secret to us that even though he's just won that title, he's still not in form. He's still not there quite yet. Cerundolo's been great. He's been really good. 18-8 on the year. Shevchenko 8-14. Francisco Cerundolo gets this one done in straight sets, I would imagine. So we'll crack on to Zizou Bergs and Diego Dodora Palomero. First things first, great shit from this kid. He was fantastic against El Chapo, he really was. Managed to take that tiebreaker and he was really good in it too. And then El Chapo had to pull out. Was it because it was his birthday, potentially? Was there something up for him? I'm not too sure. If anyone knows what was going on with El Chapo, if anything's come out since, please do let me know in the comments. But nonetheless, we can't take anything away from this kid. Is he 17? 17 years old, man. He looked very composed, very solid. Going to be very inspired over in his home tournaments as well. I mean, getting past a bit of a, I shit the bed Shapo there. That's one thing. I didn't think he was going to get past El Shapo. You'd have thought even El Shapo, not at 100%, should have enough of experience to get past a 17-year-old. But I don't know. Maybe he was a bit banged up. Maybe he was injured. I don't know. Bergs should be good to go. He looked decent against Bublik. I watched that game. A lot of people had written him off in that. I know there was a couple in the comments that was having a go on Bublik. A few had to go on Bergs. Dropped the tiebreaker in the first set. And then came back 6-4, 7-5. Bublik had been playing fairly decent as well. In qualifying. That's what I was meaning to say. He looked alright in qualifying. Looked fairly decent against Bergs as well. It wasn't an easy game. 1.17, 1.14, around there. Crap odds. I'd be expecting Bergs to get this one done, but I was expecting El Shapo to get it done, and he couldn't for some reason or another. I do think Bergs will get it done. We know what we're going to get. Tends to be a lot of upside with this kid apparently, so I don't know, I'd approach it with severe caution. Maybe take the Dora Palomero on the points, maybe take the spread with that guy and just sit and hope, see what happens. I don't know, we'll wait and see. We'll wrap this shit up with Hugo Humbert, Fabian Madison. Should be a good one. I'm probably looking forward to this and the Rublev match. This is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, if I'm being honest. Pick him, folks. You pay your money, you take your choice. Who you going with in this one? Fabian Madison got it done against Justin Engel in the first round. 6-4, 6-1. Bit of a beatdown. We expected pretty much something like that, didn't we? This kid's only young. He's 347 in the world. Yeah. Don't read into that too much. Hugo Humbert did drop that first set to Nicolas Jarry, and I was a little bit concerned. Because Nicolas Jarry looked really good in that first set, and I thought, oh no, is this the game where Nicolas Jarry gets the win? And he starts to come back into himself, but apparently not. Good shit from Humbert, fantastic. Very happy with that. Got to hold that win, even though Nicolas Jarry hasn't been in the greatest form. You've still got to hold that win in a higher regard than the one Madison got over Justin Engel. Now look, this is where it starts getting a bit tough. The waters start getting a bit murky, because you'd look at the clay records over the past few seasons and you'd go, wow, Fabian Madison, fantastic. That's 186, 182 on the clay as opposed to 49, 53. That's a big difference, a massive fucking difference. We know Hugo Humbert does the majority of his business on the hard court. 2023, Fabian Madison went 34 and 13 on the clay. Majority, if not all of them, were just basically challenger games. All challenger games. They were all wins. Like the record still stands. He did manage. This is weird because apart from all the challenges, they were all challenger tournaments. Apart from one crazy fucking run over in Rome. Got through qualifying, beat Corentin Moutet, Yuri Lehechka, Carlos Alcaraz, and got beat by Borna Coric in the round of 16. That was 2 years ago. Year before that, 31 and 12, challenger games. Year before that, 33-16, challenger games. Comes to 2024, our boy goes 6 and 9 because he's not on the challenger anymore. You see, 6 and 9, and I'm looking at the wins: Van Asch, Karatsev, someone called Heller. He got beat by Lucas Neumeier. He got beat by Shevchenko. It seems like ever since he's upped it to the tall level over on the clay, his game is nowhere near as effective. He has went 3-1 this year. I'll give him that. He looked fairly decent qualifying for Monte Carlo. Got past Bergs and Matteo Bellucci, and he smoked a pair of them. I just think Hugo Humbert's better. His record may not suggest it. We know he's not essentially, he's nowhere near a clay court specialist. Far from it. I just think he's better. If this was on the hard court, odds would be completely different. You know it. He's a lot better. He's a lot more trustworthy. Maybe not necessarily on the surface. I'll give him that. We're still, I'd say we're gambling with the unknown with Hugo Humbert, but are we? Is it just safe to assume he's not really that into playing on the clay? I think it's okay to accept that and admit it. But with this being a pick'em, I mean, look, this being my final point, folks. Played each other twice before. First time in the Davis Cup 2023, that going the way of Hugo Humbert, 6-3, 6-3. And I haven't forgot. I just thought to save it till last. These played each other in the Paris Olympics last year, over on the clay. And Hugo Humbert just wiped the floor with him. So he may not necessarily be the best clay player. On paper, he may not be a better clay player than Madison. But if you want my opinion, I think he is a better clay player than Madison. Even if just ever so slightly, I'll take that. And you know what, 1.9, some books are giving you him as a dog. Betfair Exchange, I think you're getting him as a dog. I'm going to take that. Stick that in my back pocket and see what happens with it. Hugo Humbert, 1.9, a little bit more, roundabout. I can't say no, folks. Hate it or love it, do what you want with it. And that's going to do us. We'll wrap this shit up very well. Appreciate your time. As always, folks, like and subscribe. Appreciate you stopping by. Very well, and I'll be saying good night to you then. You take it easy, yeah? You take care of yourselves. You take care of one another. Let me know what you're going for. As always. Don't be shy. Get involved. Yeah, I'm pretty certain what I'm going for. If it's pinned, it's pinned. If it's not, it's not. You know the deal by now. Okay then. Let's go get that cash. Once more into the breach, folks. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow.